Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a kind of overview of the products that I've used up during this quarter. So I try to go through products as quickly as possible because I like purchasing new things, but I obviously sometimes don't. So these are not monthly product empties. This is kind of like 3 months worth of products that I've used up. So I'm going to do beauty first, hair care second, and then lifestyle last. For those of you who don't care about the lifestyle, I'll put it at the end of the video so that you can only watch the front of it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing is the Makeup Revolution. This is the Fast Base Concealer. This has an end to it, the end fell off. Luckily, after I had already used it, but this is a concealer that has like this little sponge applicator on it. Not the most clean item ever, but it is what it is. I actually like this. I thought it worked really well. One thing that I like about these type of concealers is they're usually not super thick. You have to build them up, but it's a little bit harder for them to cake. But then also, they just to me look a little bit more natural. So I actually like this a lot, but there's a couple other ones that I'm using. There's one from I think it's L'Oreal. Yeah, I think it's L'Oreal. Maybe it's Revlon, I don't know. There's a couple other drugstore that I'm using. I wasn't completely in love with this. It was okay. One thing that I do like about using these type of concealers is on my T-zone, because on my under eye, that's where I need to cover up my under eye circle. So I need something really thick, really full coverage. But around my T-zone, that's where I need to cover up redness, and these types are really good from this. As far as this one, I'm gonna use up the other ones, and at the end, once I've used up my other brands, see which one is better. This one definitely was decent. I liked it. I used it up. The jury's still out if I'm going to be repurchasing it. Next is the L'Oreal Lash Voluminous Lash Paradise. I cannot get that out. That is the worst name ever. But this is probably my second favorite mascara of all time. My first one will still probably always be the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, just because of the way that you're able to build it up. It separates the lashes, blah, blah, blah. This one is definitely my close second. And it just really depends on the look that I'm wanting. This is much more of a volumizing mascara. The wand is bigger, so you're not gonna get that separation with the lashes like you would with like Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes. But I really like it. It does cut down my mascara routine because you just need a couple coats and it's like, whoa, there they are. But I kind of go back and forth between Tarte and this one, just because I don't know, they're two completely different, and I can't, honestly, there's sometimes I feel the Tarte one, there's sometimes I feel this one. I definitely will be repurchasing them. I actually have a couple back there that are in stock to break out soon. The next one is the Maybelline Total Temptation Mascara. So I really like this mascara. To me, it reminds me a lot of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara, in the sense that you can separate your eyelashes a little bit more than like with the Lash Paradise. It's a little bit more, I would say, lengthening, but you can build it up to volumize as well. The one thing that I do not like about this is it does tend to flake on me. I don't know why. Some days I'm okay, and then some days I'll notice it flaking, and it really drives me insane. It's just a very, I guess, dry formula. I'm not exactly sure, but this is probably my third favorite mascara. If I run out of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, or if I need to hurry up and go get something, this would be my third choice. But I definitely like the Lash Paradise and the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes better than this one. But if you're looking for an alternative for Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, then I think this is a really good dupe, and maybe it won't flake on you, but that's what it does for me. So I will not be repurchasing this in the future. Next is a new mascara that I recently tried. This is the Cinegence Lash Sense Volume Intense Mascara. So I had gotten this because I had gotten their lash like enhancer or whatever, eyelash enhancer. And so I picked up the mascara as well. It is definitely very lengthening. It's very hard to get volume with this because of the way the brush is and just the formula. I thought that this had the actual like lash food, if you will, in this, and that's why I purchased it, but I honestly don't know. me personally, even if it did, it didn't give me the look that I wanted. I want big, bold, fake looking lashes. I want to look like I'm wearing falsies without actually wearing falsies. And to me, this did a really good job of lengthening, but it just didn't give me the volume that I want and that I desire. So if you are somebody who likes lengthening mascaras, I think this one's a pretty good one for you, but keep in mind that it's more difficult to get your hands on because you actually have to go through a distributor. You can't just go to Walmart or Ulta or somewhere like that. You actually have to connect with somebody to have it sent to you. The other thing is, I don't know the price off the top of my head, but I want to say it was like $20, $25, $30, which is a little bit expensive. Not a little bit, it's a lot of bit expensive, but I want to say that it had the lash stuff in it, but I could be wrong. So next is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I have talked about this I've talked about this face spray in multiple videos. This is probably my first or second one that I've used up. I absolutely love it. The hype that you hear is real. It is 100% real. It is by far the best face setting spray that I've ever had. Now, in saying that, I don't notice that it makes my foundation or my makeup stay longer, but what I do notice about it and what I love about it is it just seems to kind of blend my face together. And I don't know how to really put it into words, but it's like, here's my face and it's got all this stuff on it. And then you add this to it and it just kind of melts everything together. Like my makeup just looks more flawless. It looks more blended. It looks more put together. It looks less dry. It looks all this stuff. I think it's amazing. And the other thing that I like about it is the spray on it. I cannot tell you how frustrating, and I know if you've had it happen to you, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but when they have the spray mechanism and you spray it and it splats out and like, and then if you're not careful, it will run or it will leave like will take up some of your makeup there or whatever. I've never had it happen to one of the Morphe setting sprays. It is a very, very fine mist. It has an awesome little pump thing. You spray it out, you go like that, you wait a little bit. I usually do it 3 times. That's what I like to do, but it's amazing. Between the way that it makes your makeup look, the way that it makes it look more put together, but then also the spray mechanism and the fact that I think it's $13.99, which is really cheap in my opinion for a setting spray. Hands down, one of my staple items, and I have already repurchased it and I have backups in my vanity just in case I run out of it. That's how much I love this stuff. So next, skincare item. This is the Farsali Unicorn Essence. Yes, this is the box because luckily when I had used up, I went to go put it up in my IKEA Alex drawer or whatever where I keep all my empties, and I ended up dropping it on my tile floor. And it's made of glass, so it ended up going everywhere. But for whatever reason, I had kept the box, and so I was like, okay, perfect. I'll just talk about the box. That way you get a visual. So this stuff is really nice. It says it's a skin-enhancing antioxidant serum. The way that I used it morning and night, and I like the way it smells. It smells amazing. It's hands down amazing. And I had purchased originally the little small one and I really, really liked it. And then I went ahead and bought the full one because I think the full one is like $58, which is so expensive. I'm just like, really? So I used it up and I liked it, but now I'm gonna take a break from it because I really wanna see if it did anything to my skin, because sometimes that's kind of when I decide whether or not I see a difference is when I stop something and then I'm like, okay, what's wrong with my skin? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that I stopped using this, and then I go and repurchase it. So I'm gonna take a little break from this, see how my skin looks, see how my skin does, and then if I feel like my skin is missing it or if it's not as good as it was, then I'll go and repurchase it. It is expensive, and every time I go to purchase it, I'm like, it's so expensive, but we shall see. So that is it for beauty. I'm gonna move into hair care. The first thing is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Shampoo. So I purchased the shampoo and conditioner together and I used it for, I wanna say a good 3 months. I did not use up the conditioner. That is why it's not in this video, but I did use up the shampoo because I usually use that up first. I actually really like this stuff. I had just started using it after I used the Monet, and the Monet had made my hair really, really, really greasy. And so I started using this, and this helped with the grease a lot. It's not a volumizing shampoo. Like, I didn't feel like my hair was any thicker or any more volumized, but I also didn't feel like it weighed down my hair. My hair just looked good. Now, you're looking at my hair now. Don't judge this product by my hair. First off, I've used this up, so what I'm using currently in my hair is not this, so don't judge it. But also, I don't have nice hair. That's just the reality of it. My hair is very thin, it's very fine. I don't do anything with it. So this is actually decent for me. So I know people like to leave comments and they're like, your hair's not even that great. I know. I mean, I get it. You don't have to comment about it. I know my hair's not that great, so you can avoid the comments. But when I was using this, I did notice that my hair just looked better. It was less frizzy. Not that I really struggle with frizz anyways, but there was less flyaways. It looked shiny, it looked healthy. I'm actually going to be going back on it, if that made any sense. I'm going to be repurchasing this because I did like my hair when it was on it. So when my hair was on it. So I would recommend it. I have very fine, straight hair, and my scalp does get very, very oily, and I just felt like this did a really good job. So next is the Kenra Volume Dry Shampoo. This is supposed to be oil absorbing shampoo. I always purchase the travel size or the sample size just so I can try it out, because I really don't want to invest in a full size if I'm not gonna like it. So I always buy these first. This one was okay. It's not my favorite dry shampoo. I think it did decent on volume. It smells amazing. All Kenra's products smell amazing, but it just wasn't my favorite. And it's not a cheap brand, but this one was just meh, okay. I wouldn't repurchase it. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I mean, it was okay. Like, if I was at the store and I needed to buy a travel size, like if I was traveling, I'd probably grab this one, but I'm not gonna be repurchasing it for my everyday use. So that is it for beauty and hair. Next, I'm gonna go into lifestyle. The first thing is this Parco erasable pen. So if you've never seen these erasable pens, so I wanted to give you an example of what it looks like to erase, but obviously it's gone, hence the reason why it's in my Empties video. But essentially, it's a regular pen, it's a little snap thing. That's my preferred. I don't like pens with caps because I always lose them. So boom, that's good. But this on the end is the little eraser right there. Just a little rubber thing. You write it, it's got bright ink, everything's good, and then if you want to, you erase it. It's the best thing ever. I remember as a kid thinking, man, I really wish they had erasable pens, because I'm OCD and I like to have my notes to be really, really pretty, and I don't like slashes or scribbles or anything like that. And the only ones they had were the regular pens, and it was like a pencil eraser, and they never really erased very well. This is different. This will erase it like it never even was there. It is amazing. That's pretty much the only thing that I write with, especially if it's in my planner, because things happen. I mean, things don't happen or things get moved around. So I like that I can erase it, it's gone, and then move it to another day, and I don't have my planner looking all squiggly and dirty. This is the kind of an off-brand. The regular one is, I think, Frixon or something like that, but I purchased these off of Amazon and they were a heck of a lot cheaper. They did come with a variety of different colors. The only negative downside that I have from this is they do not last a long time. I very rarely go through pens because I'll either lose them, like I'm a pen snob, hands down. Not even fancy pens, like I'll just go through where I really want a big thick ballpoint, and then sometimes I want a really fine one. I just go through waves of pens. Usually I'll get bored of one and I'm like, I need another one, or I'll lose it. With these, I actually use them up, which tells me that they just don't have a lot of ink in them. They just don't last a long time, but I'm okay with it because they weren't, I'll try to link it down below on Amazon, but they weren't that expensive, and there's a whole bunch of colors and it just doesn't bother me. But this is hands down an awesome thing. I mean, holy crap. So next is the Pure Collagen, I don't know, 30/60 Nutrition. I actually got this at TJ Maxx. They say it retails for $13, sells for $9.99. I include collagen because it is better for your hair, skin, and nails. Don't don't judge right here because I'm going through super dry, my nails all fell off, and my hair looks a mess. So, yeah. But I did use all of this up. It is nice because it doesn't taste like anything. I usually mix it with my coffee, but I will not be repurchasing this because I actually found a brand Vital Proteins that I liked better. It's much more expensive, but I feel like, I don't know, it's got a little bit more something to it. So the next thing is the It Works Hair, Skin, and Nails Vitamins. So I use these religiously for, I want to say 2017. I went through probably 6 bottles, probably 6 months, and that was right when I think I was transitioning from red to blonde, and my hair was a mess. Like, it was so damaged, but it grew so fast. And I think that these things really, really work. I only used 1 month, and then I don't know, I was like, oh my gosh, vitamins are so expensive. These are not cheap, but what I do is I will go on Poshmark and I'll find people that maybe purchase too many, or sellers that just don't want to do it anymore, and so they're just giving it away for cheap. But I always make sure that they are sealed, and I always make sure that the expiration date is still in date. But I usually can pick them up between $20, $25 instead of, I think they're like 35 or 40 bucks. Which is crazy. I don't want to spend that per month because I think there's only 30 in here or whatever. So I definitely will be repurchasing this again. I do recall my hair growing faster, but I personally think that they did work, and I will be repurchasing them. That is it for my quarter product empties. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have tried any of these products, please leave your comments below so that other viewers know whether they worked for you. If you have any questions, let me know. But until next time, bye.